Hey guys, how's it going? Companion here. Today I'm going to review a GVG card that I think most people have already decided, even from the start, that it is completely underwhelming. It's kind of crappy and this and that. But I'm here to say otherwise. We're talking about Druid of the Fang, not Druid of the Claw, Druid of the Fang, in fact. So this card came out with the GVG block, and since then there's basically been no beasts that have come out. For a few exceptions, we have the Druid of the Flame, which is a beast. This card is very underwhelming when it comes to constructed play, but we're talking about Druid of the Fang, guys. We're not really talking about constructed play. We're talking about mostly arena play. And Druid of the Flame in Arena is pretty good. It is one of the better commons out there, and it does contribute to how well Druid of the Fang performs. Now, before we brush out the constructed argument right off the stage here, I do want to tell you guys that I have played Druid of the Fang in constructed decks. You just put in a bunch of your favorite beasts, and you put in Druid of the Fang, and, well, it's really not that bad. Of course, I had to do this on my free account because I didn't have Force of Nature Savage Drawer, and if I did have Force of Nature Savage Drawer, well, I wouldn't be playing Druid of the Fang. But Druid of the Fang, in general, is not the worst thing ever if you're a new player and if you don't have that many cards, and if in the few GVG packs that you had to get from your arena rewards you got Druid of the Fang, well, I encourage you guys to try a few decks if you don't really have that many options, because it's really not all that bad. So why is it not that bad? Well, Druid of the Fang, yes. If you don't have a beast in play, it sucks ass. 5 mana 4/4 that does nothing is absolute crap. So when you top deck this card with nothing on the board, it sucks ass. But generally when you're playing a Druid deck, especially in Arena, you're playing a slower deck than your opponent. You're very unlikely to run out of cards faster than your opponent. And there are a few other beasts that sometimes sneak in on the board in Arena that you don't really expect, you don't really think about. In some cases, Hungry Dragon tends to produce a decent number of beasts. There are quite a few one-drop beasts, and often when your opponent plays Hungry Dragon and they see a beast, they will not bother to clear it. So sometimes you will get a very juicy Druid of the Fang. And in other cases, when you're playing against Mage, so basically when you're playing Arena most of the time, they'll polymorph your big stuff. And that basically becomes your lose condition. Because if you spend your whole turn playing like an Ironbark, and then they play polymorph, and then something with the polymorph, well, that's when you lose. Mages know that. Mages know that's how you beat Druid. You tempo them out. So the scenario that tends to happen is they won't ping your sheep. Because they know the win condition is to tempo out, they often will leave your sheep on the board in order to play another card with polymorph. So what ends up happening is you have your little 1/1 harmless sheep, but it's not so harmless because the sheep is a beast. So you can bring back the tempo with the Druid of the Fang in that case. And Druid of the Fang, it suffers from Big Game Hunter and Constructed, but so do most Druid cards, so they don't really have enough Big Game Hunters in some cases. But in Arena, they generally just don't have Big Game Hunter, and a 7/7 for 5 mana is a really big tempo swing in Arena. And it's also a very necessary one, because not only does Druid suffer from tempo swings in Constructed greatly, that's basically their main weakness, it's even more so in Arena because, you're not playing Force of Nature Savage, or you're not playing the combo deck. You don't really have any other way to stabilize or win the game. It's just it. You need board control. If you get tempoed out, you're dead. So Druid of the Fang is one of the few exceptions, one of the few Druid cards that really turns that around and makes it so you can actually come back in a game just through raw power and mana efficiency, which, yeah, is a bit unusual. Druid of the Fang overall makes a big presence in Arena. The 7/7 body does a lot of work. In Arena, usually the guy who has the biggest creature tends to do really well. If you guys want an example, so the difference between a Boulder Fist Ogre and a Druid of the Fang sometimes is going to be a Druid of the Fang kills 2 Boulder Fist Ogres, because sometimes your opponent's not playing a 1 damage hero power class, so you can get that type of value. It's very rare that it goes to that extreme, but it's not unlikely that it'll kill like a Yeti and then kill a Boulder Fist Ogre, so that is a really big deal. And yeah, it just seems to work. There's not that many beasts in the game, but there are kind of enough to where in some cases you can make it work. It's certainly not the type of card that you want to pick early on in an arena draft, but if you have like, 3 or 4 beasts, you can consider picking it. Some beasts are better than, people realize, and it's worth trying them, especially in arena, because just decent value for mana cost is often good enough, and most beasts kind of follow that rule. One exception that really is the highlight of the Druid deck is the Druid of the Claw. This card was changed, I believe, around GVG time to also be a beast, so it is something that, some maybe newer players won't realize because it doesn't say beast on the card, but is a beast when you play, just like Power of the Wild, which is also another really good card, and it is made better by Druid of the Fang, because sometimes you have to play it as a 3-2 because you don't have enough creatures, and when you do, you won't really be as sad because Druid of the Fang would come down as a 7-7. And yeah, overall, the card just really works sometimes. Some of the examples I'll show you guys, some of the clips I'll show you guys, will really go over the extremes of that. I mean, I've drafted enough, I've played enough arena basically to where I've had like 3 Druid of the Fangs and like 9 other beasts in some cases. So yes, there is some craziness that can really happen, but really these show the strength of the card, and I'm telling you guys that even the intermediate examples, even the cases where you just have 1 Druid of the Fang and like, maybe a handful of beasts, it's solid. It might be better than you think, and I encourage you guys to give it a try the next time you can. So for now, check out the clips. Hope you enjoy them. Hopefully you gain some extra appreciation for the card from them. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Similar hand to last game. It's quite good. Quite good indeed. Okay, if we can protect the doggy, this is going to be a sick game. Goodbye, Dougie. Nice knowing you. Oh, shit. Maybe not.
Shields up. Red alert.
He needs Consecrate.
Well played.
Game over.
Snakes. It has to be snakes.
Job done.
Oh my god. He just lost turn 5. He lost turn 5 with Shielded Minibot, Juggler, Sword of Justice, True Silver. Alright. We want Arena. Arena will probably be tomorrow.
I can fix anything.
Okay. Alright, that's good.
For the wild.
I could have cleared with Swipe.
It has to be snakes.
Snakes, boys. If I have no Doctor Boom, will War Golem do the same? No, I'm sorry, it won't. What the fuck? Who the fuck runs Polymorph these days? Alright. Me because I'm poor. Who the fuck runs Snake these days? Snake isn't meta, guys. You guys just don't know what I'm talking about. Snakes are good. Snakes are good. Okay. Just hope there's no other polymorph. Or worse, MC Tech after pinging. Oh man, that would be something else. But if he does ping MC Tech and doesn't get Ragnaros, it's a disaster for him. So. Malahorn? You mean Malorn? I don't have Malorn in Europe. The reason I'm playing this deck is because it's cheap. I like playing a variety of classes. And on Europe, I don't have the cards, so...
Someday I'll be just like you.
Time runs out on me.
Alright, what do we got? We can push for some damage, but it's not really enough, is it?
I must safeguard the land. For the wild.
That sucks.
Snakes.
Heal.
It has to be snakes.
We're kind of staying in there.
Let the pain speak to me.
Oh, if he pings that, we're golden, boys.
Let the pain speak
Oh, what
to
the
me.
fuck? Alright. Well, we win.
For the wild.
Well played.
Snakes, boys? Not bad. Not bad at all. Shaman. Okay. We'll probably need to coin out an Amani or a Haunted Creeper. Okay.
It's time for a little blood. Who you want me kill?
So many shamans at high winds. Must be the Fire Guard Destroyer action.
I am ready. This is going to be amazing.
Who you want me kill?
Yeah, that's fine.
Job's done.
I guess that's a Fire Guard Destroyer. Oh, no. Okay. Well, as long as it doesn't get a taunt totem, it's fine. Gotta heal.
Watch this.
I'll never tell.
No point attacking that. All it might do is expose me to MC Tech. Alright, we'll greet him. There you go, guys. No need to riot. Earth Elemental. Okay.
Watch this.
Just hope there's no super RNG MC Tech coming down. Interesting.
Snakes. It has to be snakes.
Where shall I strike?
Why play the chicken the turn before? Why not? Had other pretty good cards to play. It's not a big deal. Druid of the Fang, boys. Getting that taunt. We just do max dips here. That chicken's doing the damage. Got a hex. Does he have a taunt now? That's what he needs. Spell damage. No, my beast. Okay, we win. Oh no, we have a beast still.
Snakes. It has to be snakes.
Those sneaky beasts. There you go, guys. 3 12 wins in a row. Give me the goods. Those are goods. Goods, not goods. Okay. Oh, legendary. Classic legendary. Tink Master. We got that. That's pretty terrible. That's pretty terrible.